Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my first edition of 2022 1 week, 1 shelf challenge. I'm doing it all month in February, so 4 weeks, 4 different shelves. For anyone that doesn't know, basically I pick in this jar the shelf that I will be reading solely books from for that 1 week. My bookshelves are divided by genre, so it means one specific genre. So during my February TBR, I announced that it was the shelf number 15, I think, which is sci-fi. And I picked up the first 2 that I'm hoping to read, and I will probably have time to try one more, maybe finish it. My goal is to not start like 50 books, because at the end of the month, I don't want to be in the middle of like a bunch of them, right? But I want to attempt to finish at least 1 or 2 in each of the shelves weeks. So the first one is going to be an audiobook. I'm currently actually starting it. I'm like not even 30 minutes into it. I'm like 27 minutes into it. With audiobooks, it always depends the speed that I can listen to them. This one, the total is like 16 hours and like about 30 minutes. And I can only listen to it at 1.2, which is very slow, but I just can't listen to it faster because the narrative is really fast. And like, I feel like because English is my second language, sometimes whenever like they don't enunciate really clearly, I can't go fast, otherwise I will not understand anything. So that's the one thing. I think I'm going to struggle to go through this in 1 week. I don't think I'm going to have time to listen to different audiobook, but hopefully I do enjoy it. First book in the culture series, a lot of hype, although I have been warned that the first book is not the best one, but I'm stubborn. I know you can start with a different one, but I'm still going to start with this one. And the physical book I will be starting with is the first book in this series. I'm going to put it on the screen because my edition. I know I keep saying it, but I think it's so ugly. But it's about 250 pages, so I will be able to read this really fast. I have the whole, is it a trilogy? Yeah, it's a trilogy. All of her books I have the combined edition, so it's about 250 pages. I can easily read that. It's written actually even pretty big, so I can easily start that one and I'll be able to pick up something else afterwards. So I'm starting a little late. You might have noticed when I showed you my phone. It's 11:30. Starting a bit late. I do have to film and edit a little bit this weekend. I'm excited though. This one, again, also sci-fi. This one, I think it's First Contact with Aliens. It's probably the best way to describe it. Humanity were like killing each other off, and then aliens arrive just in time to kind of save us. I'm curious to see if they're going to really be positive representation of First Contact with Aliens, because usually it doesn't go super well, which makes sense. But I'm curious to see if I'm going to enjoy it as much as everyone else seems to enjoy it, and I just wanted to read more by the author. So this is where I'm at. I will try to read as much of the physical book as I can today. Wish me luck. I might need it. Okay, I wanted to update you on day 1 amount of reading. I did not listen to my audiobook at all yet. I probably will when I go shower in a little bit, but I'm at page 86, 87 right now. And I was so nervous I wasn't going to enjoy another book by the author for whatever reason. Like, you know when you're looking forward to reading a certain book and you're just afraid it's not going to be worth the hype? For some reason, that's just how I felt about her. Like, I loved Kindred, but I thought maybe I wasn't going to like her other books, even though I have like most of them on my shelves. And I was so wrong, and I'm so happy I was wrong, because this is really amazing. Like, it's so fun and like interesting, and like I relate to character. I'm really enjoying myself. It's been so long since I felt like that. I have no idea where it's going, but that's totally fine. And I think this is going to be 5 stars. Like, I'm not even halfway through, but I have a strong feeling that it will be. So I think this is a great way to start the challenge, because I was a little sad that I had to put down, I don't know if you can see it, the gray book over there, Before They're Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, because I am about halfway point. But I couldn't continue because of this challenge starting, so I was like, oh, I have to wait until March to be able to finish it. I don't mind. I need to finish this now. Okay, update for day 2. I still need to go shower, take off my makeup, so I think I'm going to be able to listen to the audiobook a little bit more, because I'm currently at like 1 hour and 15 minutes. So fingers crossed I make a little bit more progress there. And the book, I finished it. The first book was like 248 pages, so not too difficult. And this was absolutely horrifying. Straight up horrifying. The whole not knowing if aliens are good or bad throughout the whole book. And like basically like, are they doing what they think is right? And maybe doesn't align really with what humans would think is right. And just feeling horrible the whole time for the character. I feel like the author is great at making you feel her emotions. Well, I'm saying her because it was also the case in like Kindred that I've read by her and really enjoyed. And yeah, so far loving what I've been reading. Culture less. I just don't know. It's too early in the audiobook. Like an hour, 50 minutes is like what? Not even like 50 pages or something. So like very early. But it seems to be like sci-fi, obviously, but like in space. You're following this dude, Horza, and I don't understand anything yet. Not a good sign, but that's just the truth. I think I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars. I'm gonna round it up to 5 stars on Goodreads, and tomorrow we're gonna be picking up something else. I think I will try a chapter for a couple books on my shelf, and maybe this one too. We'll see, because like I want to continue, but I feel like I don't want to like binge read it. It's pretty heavy, so we'll see. Hello. So we are day 3, and I finished my first book last night, so it means that I have to pick the next one I'm going to be reading, the physical copy, because we know I am not done with the audiobook. I don't think I'm going to be done with it. We'll talk about that later, but let's go and pick the 2 possible contenders. So this is shelf number 15, and I need to try 2 of the books, the first chapter. And I've heard Timeline, and I've then been told Gravity are the ones that I should try, so let's do that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be reading the first chapter of both of them. I just realized they're both very, very short. So the first one, it's about 10 pages. And then I think this one is even shorter. Yeah, it's 8 pages. So somehow, in that short chapter, I will decide if I pick up one of these or if I continue with book 2 in the Butlers series. Butlers being the author's name. I don't remember. I think it's like Zeno something Genesis series, but my edition says Lilith's Brood. Anyway, let's try something else, just something different. Okay, so between 2, I have chosen this one. I feel like the first chapter is not super related to the rest, because I believe this is happening like first contact with aliens in space, like on a spaceship, and you're following a woman. But in the intro, the first chapter, you're following a man that is like in a mission in like a submarine kind of, and I don't know. It was pretty dry so far. Again, it was 10 pages. And this one, which was 8, the writing is actually flowing more than I expected, because Michael Crichton, I have read 2 of his books. I've read Jurassic Park, and I've read The Underwater Strain, which I've enjoyed both of them. They were heavier on the science than I expected. Not that I should have had any expectations, except for Jurassic Park, basically. So I'm prepared for that. But I remember watching the movie as a kid, which I will have to like watch again before the end of the month, because this is the one I'm picking, because it flew just nicer. That's it. And it's less hard sci-fi than the other ones. It's like time travel, which, you know what? I haven't read a time travel book in literally forever. I can't even remember when. So yes, I don't know. I feel like I have good vibes. Good vibes. We're going with it because after 10 pages. That's all I can say. So let's do this. I'm going to be reading this tonight. I'm going to try to read as much as possible, because of course, the best one was the bigger one. There's like 100 pages more. It's almost 500 pages, like 490, I think. So it means that if I want to finish it before the end of the week, I have to read 100 pages a day. And I know that Thursday, Friday, I will not have as much time. So let's do this. Okay, so I finished day 1 of the new book, so day 3. I'm at 135. So I just finished like a little part. So far, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I read 135 pages in a day. In a night, I should say. Well, except for the first chapter. Really enjoyed it. The beginning had nothing to do with the rest of the story. I feel like both books, that's what it was. The couple that found someone in a desert, sorry to say her, it has nothing to do with the rest. Anyway, we're following a group of archaeologists, historian, in France that are, you know, learning about events. I am great with historical fiction. But there seemed to be that American company that has like advanced physics discoveries. Basically, they seem to be able to travel in time. I'm curious to see where it's going to go. So far, it reads like a movie, straight up like a movie. Although, there's just been a little scene that was like, there's literally diagrams. Like, it's a little science heavy. Personally, not a problem for me, but I expected it because of his past books. But so far, so good. I just flew through it. Hopefully, it keeps going this way. I'll put on the screen the rest of the updates for the audiobook once I am done, because I'm gonna go shower and go to bed now. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so we are in the morning of day 5, so we're Wednesday for me. I have some good and some bad news. Let's start with the bad news, right? That's how it works. For the audiobook, I'm still at 2 hours and 50 minutes, so I have listened to 0, not even 1 minute yesterday. I think this is my sign that I'm not enjoying myself. Shocking. I'll talk about like more story once I end this vlog, but I have a feeling this is going to be my first DNF, first book that I don't finish, and I have no intention of finishing this year. So it is what it is. But on the bright side, I made some really great progress. I'm totally using my gas bill envelope. I'm at page 270, and I am really enjoying myself still. I mean, I've been reading 135 pages a day. I am more than halfway through. You can tell a little bit. So I'm very proud of myself. I feel like slump who. Like January was not was not a good reading month, if you have seen my wrap up. Most of the books I read ended up being like 2 or 3 stars, except for my nonfictions, which were great. But like fiction books, didn't read anything great. And now it would be like 2 and 2 that I love if we forget the audiobook. Haha. So I'm happy about it. The one thing is that I've been calling this time traveling, and I've been corrected. The official term in the book is that they're saying that they are traveling between universe through quantum foam. So I'm gonna still call it time traveling for the sake of the video. Come on, it's way too long. So it's more like traveling between universes than time traveling, which cool. I'm all for it. I am now used to Michael Crichton having like heavy science peppered in his books, which if you're not a fan, you might enjoy it less, but I feel like it's a chapter or 2 usually. Like you can skip ahead if you're not enjoying it, kind of thing. It doesn't really take away anything. You don't really need to grasp the whole thing. But I personally enjoy it, so I am really liking it. Again, I'm going through it so fast. I'm excited to make more progress tonight. I'm starting to feel the pressure just because, like I said, beginning of the vlog, Thursday, Friday, I know I'm gonna have less time, but like at this point, I have 3 days to finish like 200 pages. Cool, I can totally do that. So yeah, I will update you tonight or tomorrow, depending on how things go. The audiobook, I think I'm just gonna, no, I'm gonna keep going. That's the challenge. I really want to see if it's worth continuing once the month is done, or if I'm just giving up on book 1. So I will not DNF it yet. It's not I'm not enjoying myself, it's just that not much has happened. Like I'm about, what, like 100 pages into it? So it's early. We'll see. So I was editing my clips and I realized that my last update, which was yesterday, I completely forgot to actually mention what was going on in this book except for the quantum foam thing. Listen, I was weirded out. But you can see I have made more progress. I'm at page 390, so I have about 100 pages left in this book, and I'm glad because, like I said, the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, I'm probably going to be much busier, but my goal is to read at least half of it. So 50 pages today, 50 tomorrow. That's, you know, doable. As far as the content, I had to laugh because I'm going to include a picture. But basically when they are like time traveling, obviously the ex-military man brings things that he shouldn't, guns and grenades. And it just made me laugh because it means that in both books that I've read this week, it's like men are the problem. But like, why are you dumb? Why would you bring a gun and grenades in the year 13 something? Who does that? Him, apparently. So yeah, enjoying it so far. I don't know how accurate it is for like the time period kind of thing, but I'm completely suspending my disbelief with this one and I'm enjoying it. I quickly looked on Goodreads and the reviews are not super positive. I refuse to read them to not like affect my rating, but I think the average rating is like 3 point something, which is low for Goodreads. But personally for me, that's probably like a 4-star. I'm having fun. Like, not that I read that much non-fun books, but I'm having fun with it. It's just really different from anything else I've been reading, which I was clearly in need of. As far as the audiobook, I did continue. I said I would. I'm at 3 hours and 48 minutes. So I made like about an hour of progress. There's no way I'm finishing this. There's no way. Do I want to? Probably not, Deb. From what I understand, because I wanted to like explain the plot a little bit. Horzat, the main character, is like people are after him, the culture, which seems to be like bad, are after him, and he's hiding with mercenaries on a spaceship, and he had to kill someone to get that spot, and I'm just like not really into it. Again, I'm not super far into it. I tried to find a spot-ish in the physical book to show you where I'm at, because I had no idea how many pages I had to write, and I'm a little further than this because I am in the middle of chapter 5, and like this is chapter 5 when it starts, and that's at page 136. So I'm 100 something pages into the book, so I feel like if I decide at the end of the next less than 48 hours, it will be a fair bet to, you know, stop. But I will continue since it's just 2 more days, not even. So yeah, we'll decide afterwards, but I'm leaning for I will not finish it, and I won't regret not finishing it. So far, so good. I will update you either later tonight or tomorrow for the last day. Okay, so update for day 6. We're Thursday. Audiobook, I'm gonna listen to a little bit more as I shower and take off my makeup, but let's be real, I think I've listened to only 5 minutes today. I was getting ready and I just couldn't do it, so I think again it's my sign that it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna try a little bit more just in case it picks up, but I mean I'm at 24% into it at this point. It is what it is. With this one though, you can tell I don't have much left. I am at page 451 to be exact, and I have less than 40 pages left, which I might attempt to read a little bit more tonight, and then tomorrow just finish it off. I am proud so far. Things are going well. As far as the story, I'm still enjoying it, but like you feel the rush towards the end, and I feel like it's going to be like a make it or break it. It's still going to be overall have been enjoyable, but I feel like right now it's a little weaker than it has been, but there's still a ton of potential. So 40 pages to convince me of 3 or 4 stars. Good morning. We are Saturday. So we're technically day 1 of the next challenge, but I wanted to quickly update you on the book. Finished it. I feel like the ending, there's like 2 twists, not really, but 2 things. And one of them I saw coming, and I didn't mention it when I was vlogging because I was keeping this spoiler free, but I'm glad I saw it coming. But the other twist, the ending I should say, I didn't love it. I feel like it was almost a little cheap. It definitely felt like a Hollywood movie more than like the rest of the book. So I think that for that reason, I'm going to give it a 3.75. Still overall enjoyed it. I just feel like the ending kind of cheapens it out a little bit, but still fun. But I'm realizing I didn't pick up from the jar the next shelf. So we're going to have to do that because, right? What is this? I can't see. I just realized I need to not cut off so you don't think I'm cheating, because we're not cheating here. Which one is this? Number 1. Okay, it's fancy. So once we start the next vlog, me a little bit later, I'll show you what's on the first shelf. And I'm gonna have to pick a new audiobook and a new physical book. I think overall week 1 went pretty well. I don't think I will finish Culture. I'm not feeling it, clearly. Dawn was great. Really messed up, but I can't wait to continue the series. And then Timeline was overall enjoyable. I flew through it. I am definitely not in a reading slump anymore. So I will see you next week.